I did not enjoy episode 1 of She-Hulk. It was pretty cringy to me. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Everybody does. It's all over Twitter, um, which I'm sure you never visit. The hyper feminist statements and rants that Jennifer goes on in that episode really took me out of the experience. Just a general sniping at men. I didn't. Well, it's not necessary. It's not necessary, and it ruined episode 1 for me, and seemingly ruined my what I thought She-Hulk was going to be. But then I just checked out episode 2, and I really enjoyed it. I think She-Hulk episode 2 finds the show, settling into its own skin, finding its rhythm, its voice, and I like what it's saying. The story that is being told in episode 2 is really well written to weave into the greater MCU mythos. It fits perfectly and it tickles. It's fun to hear all these callbacks and to see how Jennifer fits into the greater MCU. And it works. It was really well done, really, really great, really fun. It enriches the universe, the MCU. Something else I really enjoyed about the episode was were the challenges Jennifer goes through. She spoilers. She loses her job. Episode 2. This was great. This was great because great drama comes from extremes. A new beginning, an end, a birth, a death, a wedding. It comes from events. So if you can infuse your half hour, 25, 20-minute show with nothing but, events and dramatic situations, your story will be compelling, your show will be compelling, it'll drive it forward, it'll be a roller coaster. And right off the bat, as the show begins, Jennifer has lost her gig. This was awesome, and I really love what they did with the title, the intro, the She-Hulk intro, the She-Hulk title screen, from She-Hulk Attorney at Law to She-Hulk Attorney for Hire. I like this stuff. I like the metatextual stuff that happens outside, on top of the show, within the show. I'm really, really enjoying that. As I said, it's finding its voice. Really, really liking Jennifer's journey right now. Hope it stays on this trajectory. Moreover, Emil Blonsky is back. And, we all saw him in the trailers. I was wondering what they were going to do with him. And it's really fun. What they do is really fun. He's seemingly rehabilitated. He's writing haikus, and the fabled MCU humor isn't too cringe, isn't too overwhelming, isn't overwhelming. It's fun, it's funny, but it doesn't undercut the situation, the dramatic situation of that scene, which isn't a lot because She-Hulk Attorney for Hire isn't an overly dramatic, serious show, so it works. So Emil is way more chilled out than how we saw him in Edward Norton's The Incredible Hulk back in the day, and the writers really did a great job of transforming him and weaving him into the new style of the MCU, the new style of Marvel movies and Marvel writing. Really great job. In that movie, he seemed like a psychopath, like he had a personal vendetta against the Hulk and Bruce. And you can make a good argument that they've retconned some things, but it flows smoothly in my opinion. Yes, he seemed like he had a personal vendetta, but he was just a soldier following orders. This was great. This works. Yes, it's a valid perspective. There's a good argument to be made there. It works. So he's just doing his job, and all of a sudden, the guy who was sent after they pumped him full of drugs, that's That's his argument, because he's on parole now. He's in prison, and he's trying to get out. So his argument is that, hey, he's been wrongfully imprisoned. He was sent on a job. He did the job, and now he's in prison. And the target he was sent after is now a hero, an avenger. What kind of world is this? This is really great twist, especially for a show about the law, and in this case, superhero law, and not necessarily courtroom drama, but the how the law factors into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and having Jennifer Walters shine a light on that aspect of things further enriches, further widens, further makes brings verisimilitude to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Really, really good. Really enjoyed it. Moreover, there's a great wink the writers execute towards the audience regarding the new actor Mark Ruffalo playing Hulk, from taking over the mantle from Edward Norton, and they do such a great job of that, because Hulk literally says he's literally a different person. Great, 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 great. And there's also some setup there for what's possibly going to be, rumor has it, a World War Hulk movie. Boom. And this is all in 25 episodes. So once again, you see what I'm saying? It's this show is finding a voice, it's finding a style. It's brief, it's fun, and it can achieve what it wants to achieve within those parameters and be okay with what it is. Episode one, I guess, a first episode isn't always the best. There aren't a lot of pilot or first episodes that are bangers. And as I said, we've talked about the training moments and everything, but this feels like a good trajectory. I hope the show goes further on this trajectory. If She-Hulk ended today, if episode 2 was the last episode we ever got of She-Hulk, it'll hands down be the best Marvel show. Hands down, because that's not saying a lot. Marvel shows kind of suck. You know what I'm saying? Miss Marvel is unwatchable to me. I watched the first couple of episodes, just could not care any less, and then I caught the last episode. At least I tried to watch it, and it's full of logical flaws that it completely destroys your suspension of disbelief. WandaVision started off great. Once again, that had its own voice in the beginning. When it started, I loved what it was doing. I loved the texture of it. I loved the form of it. I loved the callback to TV shows. But then it completely went down into the toilet with the whole Ralph Boner thing, and Agatha did it, and it all fell flat and invalidated the whole show, in my opinion. WandaVision sucks, just as bad as Miss Marvel. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, completely unremarkable. So boring. So boring. Might as well not exist. And then we have Moon Knight. That was just hype. And Oscar Isaacs, of course, doesn't have to be said that he's a great actor, but to me that's not enough. That show sucked. That show just was a big nothing. And then we have finally Loki. Loki is the best Marvel show, at the moment. And Loki is pretty flawed, because the show isn't about Loki. The show is about the female Loki and this new kind of Loki, because the Loki in that show is different from the Loki that we knew from the other MCU movies. So the show isn't even about this new Loki. It's about the female Loki, because she's the one who dealt the killing blow to the bad guy. So that was sad, but I loved a lot of the things they did in that show, because it felt very Doctor Who, and I'm a big fan of Doctor Who. I like the traveling to different worlds, times, and universes. I especially like the episode where Loki is vaporized or whatever and sent to that planet where all the vaporized folks go, and he meets the other versions of Loki. I would watch 20 seasons of that. Just those Lokis creating havoc. That would be awesome. So, if She-Hulk ended today, episode 2 of She-Hulk, if it was just episode 2, it would be the best Marvel show. But if it continues on this trajectory, hands down, easily the best Marvel TV show. Have you seen She-Hulk? What do you think? Are you able to shut out the noise, the whole feminism and sniping at men and all the wokeness or whatever surrounding all these shows that come out these days, and enjoy the things the show has to offer, and see that it's a good show? Episode 2 says that She-Hulk is a good show, objectively speaking. Apart from certain things like Chad, her cousin or whatever, he was literally a human chimpanzee. Like, I've never seen a greater stereotype. He was annoying as hell. Other than that, episode 2 is pretty great, pretty good. I want to see more. Let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you next time. Shemai.